we arrived in Peru, we recognised that the local climate in the Andes Mountains was heading into the rainy season. For that reason, we altered our travel plans to go to Machu Picchu first, because at this particular time it's not unheard of for travellers to go to this area and then be surrounded by mist and rain for days on end and see nothing. So those wonderful picture perfect scenes that you see in the travel brochures, they only available certain times of the year. Now there are several ways to get from Cusco to Machu Picchu. Now the first one is that you can actually walk that distance. That's a journey of about 8 days, and as well as that you need to be in Cusco 3 to 4 days beforehand to acclimatise, and then you need a permit, and also it's compulsory to hire the local guides. The second way is to go from Cusco to Aguas Calientes by train and then walk or bus up to Machu Picchu. The third way, which is the way that we took it, which is also the most comfortable and also the most expensive, is to take a private car from Cusco to Ollantaytambo and then take a train from Ollantaytambo to Aguas Calientes and then take a bus up to Machu Picchu. It's quite an involved process, so because of that we decided to overnight in Aguas Calientes. So in this episode we start with our private car tour from Cusco to Ollantaytambo. Really going for this pan fruit stuff everywhere in Peru. The distance between Ollantaytambo and Aguas Calientes is about 30 kilometres and takes about 1.5 hours on the train. On the way we saw hikers on the Inca Trail. The weather got worse and worse as we approached Aguas Calientes, and we started to wonder if we would ever see Machu Picchu. On arrival at Aguas Calientes, our meet and greet rep took us to our hotel, which was only a few minutes walk from the train station. How romantic. Aguas Calientes. There's no power on here at the moment for some reason. But wait.
3 hours away.
Pardon? 3 hours away approximately. But wait. Here's the power lines. Probably tap into them.
This is what I imagined when they said it could be rainy season. Hard out rain.
I've always wanted to be head honcho, or is it a poncho?
Put it on.
Well, I've got to try and figure out how this whole thing operates. That's for your head, obviously. Welcome to Machu Picchu in the rainy season. Nah, can't work it out.
Not jeepers.
No keyboard or mouse.
No. Can't put it on.
Nah. Impossible.
Impossible.
Oh, hang on. I just found the opening.
Oh, excellent.
Aguas Calientes is only at 7,000 feet altitude, so lack of oxygen to the brain isn't an excuse to fail at a simple task like putting on a poncho.
Looks like Little Red Riding Hood.
Is that right?
Not honcho or poncho. You haven't pulled the back out properly.
Okay. Do you want to do it for me? I can't reach it.
Okay.
Throughout the afternoon, we looked over Machu Picchu Way about 2 kilometres as the crow flies, hoping that the weather would improve. The fact that it was rainy season was certainly reflected in the spectacular water flows in the river.
It's really something, isn't it? I said that's really something. Incredible. What do you mean?
The town is really small and you can see it out in about half an hour. It has a length of about 600 metres, a width of about 100 metres and only a population of about 1,600, mainly serving tourists. There seem to be a tremendous number of children and babies around, probably an indication that there's nothing to do for entertainment except to make them. Most tourists don't stop here as they are short on time and they come from Cusco and return that day. But by staying here, you're the first on the bus up to Machu Picchu in the morning, so you can avoid all the crowds. After wondering what the weather was going to be again, we wandered around the town for the nth time and noted that there were 2 Chinese restaurants, so for a laugh we decided to try one. We didn't have high expectations, which were well founded. This watery, tasteless imitation of Chinese food was what we got. I think the only Chinese person in town was myself. Although the credit card signs were out, in fact, they could only accept cash.
I can hear the sounds of a wok.
I'd like to see the products that come out of a wok. We've been waiting forever.
And so it was back to the hotel for an early night to get on the first bus to Machu Picchu in the morning.